Hi there folks, Mutt Stars and Muttsters. On the page we were looking around, Alva had a question about public education. Now, Alva's a Spaniard. He does all his magic from Spain. So he referenced an occurrence of a story. I guess it happened over there. Them Spanish boys and kids would get a little crazy and they molested a teacher and pantsed them and all kinds of nonsense like that. I reckon Alva's the kind of guy who thinks those kids are hoodlums. And they are, and they probably got to be dealt with. But here in the States, kids draw down on teachers. They burn schools down. We have urban areas that have armed guards in schools. The problem in America with public education is it's federally mandated from one place and it extends to 50 different places. Not 57 like other people think, but 50 different places. And it holds a mandate for all these other places that have geographical differences of wisdom and wit and understanding just for growing up in different places. But the federal mandate is blah, 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 blah. No Child Left Behind was the last biggest one we had. That worked out real good. Now we got a bunch of people organized around a bunch of local communities who are looking for political change upwards, trying to get into the political process through being elected on the school board. It's one problem after another, after another, after another. And on the other stroke of this, you get the people who are a collective little local group of, wannabes who have no business negotiating any kind of structured deal with the NEA. These people send in the heavy hitters, the professional negotiators. They're looking for their membership. They're looking for the people involved. And they've got what they call tenure. Once a teacher gets tenure, it's almost impossible to fire them. They've got, legal defense for the reason why you don't have to get credibility training for teachers. To make sure they understand the material they're purportedly supposed to be teaching our kids. I think the result is somewhere we fall on the education level of the world is the United States of America is like 37th or something like that, up and down, whatever. And the problem isn't so much that we don't have kids that need to be taught. And we don't have people that are interested in teaching these kids that have the gift of teaching. And I am a teacher. I've never taught in any kind of world of academia. I've taught in life. I've taught experience. I've brought kids from one place to a place where they now exist as fathers. And they're introducing me to their wives as the guy who taught them everything. Okay, so I know a little bit more about teaching than most people can even dream of knowing. I've taught. The problem we have here is a dynamic of people getting on different sides of an argument and forgetting the purpose of education. Purpose of education, at least in my wisdom, is to take a young individual looking to find a way in society and become a part of that society as an independent being. Not as somebody who ends up in the court system because their parents, who are kids, are nitwits and they don't know how to raise them. That's not what we want. We don't want unions coming in and negotiating terms and settlements of what they're going to teach us when we're required by property tax to pay their bill. Okay? So what we got is a centrally administrated place that exists someplace far away, dictating to us what we need to teach our children. We've got people on the other side of it who are interested in teaching our children, but they've got a union that says they're untouchable. And on those two meetings of those minds, we've got two different people arguing two different things because they're from two different classes. One's from like the lit class, the other one's from the advanced class. And they're sitting down over an argument and they're discussing our tax money. And now we're into the proposition of teaching bilingually. Yeah, this is all the pretense of a whole bunch of people who have a good idea about one thing, but not a good idea about a lot of things, trying to get together and put together a format of what they want. Alva, we've got teachers here, and we've got union people here that decide, instead of Jack and Jill went up the hill, Jack and Jack go up the hill to sit on a rock and kiss, which goes completely in the face of all of the majority paying for public education. They don't want that being taught. People have a difficult time approaching sex ed with their kids, yet these people, they want to make that part of the curriculum. A lot of people are like me in the hardcore pretense you teach kids to be prepared for adults, as we know what adults are, as we know the responsibility of adults. You don't pass them off till they become liabilities of society in prison, or liabilities of society not in prison but not working, not contributing to the whole effect. And all of that has to do with poor leadership and poorly implemented strategy of undertaking, bringing children to the format of being wise. You know, it seems like we've forgotten the lessons of wisdom, you know, which is experience. Little Johnny wants to reach up and touch the stove. Well, let the little bastard do it, because you're going to be after him forever. Once he touches that stove, baby, I guarantee you, experience will teach his ass how it is, just like a dog knows. Problem is, you smart people who want political careers, who want more pay for doing a less job, you're the problem. It's like the guy out there trying to be an idealist, a teacher who actually gets fulfillment from teaching. These aren't the problem. The problem is all you other nitwits. Okay? I gotta roll some cigarettes here because one of the other nitwits decides it's better to take our money out of our pocket and teach everybody that, you know, fair is the cool way. Fair isn't cool. There's nothing in life about fair. And if you don't understand that, you need to get your ass back to kindergarten and have a bully kick your ass. Peace.